Hello everybody, I am Mrs. Vandana Kishore. Once again welcome to my YouTube channel Ankur. In last lecture we have studied the asexual reproductive methods in lower plants. Now we are going to study here the some methods of vegetative reproduction. What is this vegetative reproduction? In that various parts of the plants we are using here for the propagation, that is for the multiplication of the plant. And these on that you are getting some buds, and from that buds or from that young parts again you are getting here the new plants. So here in this there are again we are getting the two parts, that is these are some methods are naturally occurring and we can see around us. And another method, some exploited methods are there which are exploited by the agriculturists and horticulturists to get the desirable varieties of that particular plants which are very useful to us. So the first one, naturally occurring various methods of this vegetative propagation. In that again we get the various parts of the plants, and these parts are like root, leaf, stem, etc. So we are going to see here some examples of these various parts of the plants which are used for the propagation. And in this, after this propagation, these plants which we get, these are the identical to that of the parent plant. So here the first part is root. From root we can get here the different, from these roots we get here the new plant. The examples are here, the first one is dahlia, second one is the asparagus. So we get here the dahlia flowers, you know. So this is the tuberous root of this dahlia plant, and from this tuberous root you can see here the young part is sprouting, and from that part you get here the new plant of dahlia. The another example is the asparagus, or we call shatavari. So this shatavari, you can see here the some tuberous parts are there. So these are the tubers which are coming from the root, and sometimes we call it as the fasciculated tuberous root. So from these tubers or root tubers again you get here the this very beautiful looking plant, that is the asparagus, or we in Marathi we call it as the shatavari. तर हे जे शतावरीचं प्लांट आहे, हिअर याच्यावर तुम्हाला काय दिसतं, छोटे ट्यूबर्स दिसतात. सो फ्रॉम दिस ट्यूबर्स अगेन वी गेट हिअर द न्यू प्लांट. सो दिस इज द व्हेरी गुड एक्झाम्पल ऑफ दिस root part using for the propagation or the vegetative propagation. The next one we get here the leaf, and the best example of this leaf, from that you are getting the plant, is the bryophyllum, or we generally call it as the panfuti. So this panfuti, you can get here the notches to this leaf, and from this notch you can see here the very small plantlets are arising. So from each plant you are getting so many plantlets or very small plants. You can see here very keenly these structures, they are rooting here, and we get here the leafy part of this bryophyllum. Another species of bryophyllum, here you can see the very small plant is also coming from the notch of the leaf structure. So this is the example of leaf from which we get the new plant. The next one is the stem. From stem, again stem is the part in which you are getting here the various modifications, and these are modified stems we can use for the propagation. Here the example, the first one is the turmeric, that is the modified stem which we call here the rhizome. So this is the underground modified part of the stem on which you are getting here the nodes and internodes, and from the youngest part of that plant you can see here some very small structure is arising which is the future plant of the turmeric. The another example, here we get the familiar example is there, that is the potato, and this potato also is the modification of the stem. What is modification? Change in form due to change in function. This stem, it stores the food material which we are using our day-to-day diet. So this is the potato tuber, which is the underground modified stem. So on this stem we can get mostly in this potato we are getting here some very small sprouts. So from the when we get it into soil, from this small sprout, again you get here the plant and the roots are there. So like that, this potato tuber is used for the formation of new plant. Another example is the modification of stem. That one we get here the onion. Onion is the stem modification which we call the bulb. This is the tunicated bulb. That is, you are getting here some covers, and if we get the LS of this onion, here very reduced stem is there, and from that cataphyls are coming, and here the roots are arising from the lower part of this stem. And when we get this plant in the soil or onion in the soil, we get the rooting, and from this you get here the new plants. So these are some examples, that is root, stem and leaf cuttings. The other part of the vegetative propagation, which is not commonly occurring in the nature, but these methods are exploited by the agriculturists and horticulturists for getting the desirable varieties, that is which are useful to us. So in that, again there are different methods. The stem cuttings are there, leaf cuttings are there, and root cuttings are there. So I am going to show you here two examples. The first one is the stem cutting. Commonly पावसाळ्यामध्ये आपण काय करतो की वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची कटिंग्स, व जास्वंद असेल, गुलाब असेल, मोगरा असेल, इतर झाडं आहेत. So here this is the rose cutting, on which you are getting at the nodal region some buds are there, and here from this bud we get here the very small young part of the plant, which is the future plant of the rose. When we put it into soil, you get here the new plant, and rooting occurs from the lower nodes of the stem. So this is the best example of the stem cutting. Next one is we get a leaf cutting, and in this leaf cutting the example is sansevieria plant. So this is the sansevieria plant, which is very beautiful looking and used as an ornamental plant. So here normally you are getting here the roots, and again you are getting here the small bud. But when we get here very small part of the plant, or the pieces like this 1 or 2 inch pieces, so if we get it into soil, from this also here we get the roots, and from that leaf also you get here the new plant of the sansevieria. So it is the example of leaf cutting which is exploited by the horticulturists, and from that, from one leaf you get here so many plants. The next part is the grafting. In this there are so many methods. That is, the basic part is that there are two parts of the plants, or two different plants are there. The rooted plant, which is the wild variety of that plant, and that rooted plant or potted plant, it is called as the stalk. And the desirable plant which we want to grow, that one we call here the scion. So here I will show you one plant, that is the rose plant is there. In that, this one is the stalk, which is the rooted in the pot, and this is the wild variety of that rose, which is having vigorous growth, having it is sturdy one, and on that we have grafted the another plant's bud, another rose variety, which is the desirable one, and having good flowers, and good looking flowers are there, and that flowers, or that these two characters we are going to mix in this one by using the grafting method. So in that, generally the stalk and scion, that one we get here. Suppose here this is the stalk plant, this is the stalk plant, suppose this is the stalk plant, and here we get the scion, that is the desirable variety plant with that bud. So in that we are going to graft this bud on this plant by here there are again different methods, that is shield budding, tea budding, etc. So here we get the cut of this plant and get separated the skin, and this bud is grafted here of this by using this patch, and from that this is the vigorous plant which we call the stalk, and the desirable variety, that one we call the scion, and the tissues of these two plants are mixed here, and later on we get here the growth of this plant, and which supports the stalk, it gives vigor to that of the scion plant, and from that you get the good variety of the plant or better variety of the plant. So these are some methods from which we get the different types of vegetatively propagated plants which are useful for us, that is in ornamental plants and in other plants also you get different methods of this vegetative propagation. In these exploited methods of vegetative propagation, there is one another method is there, that one we call the tissue culture. In this tissue culture, the very small amount of tissues of that particular plant, they are used to get so many plantlets, that one we call here the tissue culture method. And nowadays in case of banana and other plants you get here this method, that one we get the tissue culture. And nowadays we also get here the very small structures of that plant are used, and we also call it as micro propagation. The next method of reproduction in higher plants is the sexual reproduction. What is this sexual reproduction? That is a union of two compatible cells, that is union of two sex cells, and the smallest unit of sex cell which gets united, that one we call the gametes. So union of male and female gametes, that one we call here the sexual reproduction. So in plants generally we get here the different flowers which are variously colored, or you may get some fragrance. They are very attractive, they are very beautiful creation of the nature, and this is the flower is the characteristic of the phanerogams. Phanerogams we have studied already, that is flowering and seed bearing plants. So in angiosperms we get here the flowers are conspicuous and we can easily see. So after the completion of the juvenile stage or young stage of the plant growth, we get a certain maturity period in the plant. And how to identify the mature period? When we get the flower on that plant, that one we call the plant is matured and it is ready for reproduction. So flower is the part of sexual reproduction in the higher plants, mostly in the angiosperms. So here these flowers are very showy and different colored for the pollination, and here the parts of this typical flower we are getting here in this figure. We can see the structure. This is the thalamus, and all this is pedicel. This is the thalamus, that is a structure on which the other parts of that flower, they are arranged in cyclic manner. So that parts we call the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. The units of that, the calyx unit is we call the sepal, which is green colored, and next one is the colored part we call the corolla, and the smallest unit of corolla we call the petal. So these are accessory parts or accessory wholes of the plant. So in this flower we are getting this structure, that is this is green colored structure, that one we call the calyx, and the smallest unit of calyx is called as the sepal. Second one is, this is the second hole, that one we call the corolla, and your smallest unit of corolla we call here the petal. Then in this plant the necessary holes are there which are useful for reproduction, and these are gynoecium androecium and gynoecium. So androecium is the male reproductive part of the plant flower, which is essential. So these androecium, it is the unit is stamen. This stamen includes a filament structure which is long, and we at the tip it is having anther, and in this anther we get here the pollen grains after maturity. So this stamen, including filament and anther, is the male reproductive part of the flower. So in this we are getting in the Datura plant, you are getting here the structure, that one we get the, this is anther, and this one we get the filament structure. So in hibiscus plant, all these anthers, they are united and they form a single bundle. So in different flowers we get the different types of arrangements of these reproductive structures, that is the androecium and gynoecium. In case of this, the next one is the female reproductive structure, that one we call the gynoecium. In this gynoecium, we get the carpel, and it is having, that one we get the, this is the ovary which is based on this thalamus, and then we are getting here the style which is the hollow one, and on this we get a cushion like structure, that one we call here the stigma. So this is the female reproductive part of the flower. So like that you are getting here different parts of this flower. So in hibiscus you can see here, this is the calyx part, this is the thalamus. On this thalamus you are getting the, that is conical shaped ovary, this long thread like structure is the filament, and this 5-lobed structure we call the stigma. So here you get this typical structure of the flower. Now in case of this sexual reproduction, there are some major events. What happens in the sexual reproduction? That is the two parent plants are there, that is the male and the female plants, and union of these two we get here. Before that union or before fertilization, there is one event, that one we call here the meiosis. What is this meiosis? Meiosis is the reductional division. That is, in parent that we are having to a number of chromosomes. At the time of reproduction or before reproduction, that 2n, it gets converted into the n number, and that n number of chromosome or n number we call here this structure, it is called as the gamete, which is the smallest unit of reproductive structure of male and females. That is, opposite sexes are there, male and female, and these we are getting here the gametes, and it is necessary to get the formation of gametes through the procedure, that one we call here the meiosis or the reductional division, in which the chromosome number which is diploid in the parents, it becomes haploid in the process, that one we call here the meiosis. So after pollination in the flowers you get here fusion. Pollination means we get here परागीभवन, म्हणजे कीटकांच्या साहाय्याने मेल पार्ट्स मधले जे परागकण आहेत ते फिमेल प्लांट वर जातात आणि ती फ्युजन झालेली दिसतं. सो हियर the two gametes, that is the male gamete and the female gamete, they get united or they get fused, and we get the formation of again the diploid structure, that is one gamete from the male and another gamete from the female. Fusion of these two male and the female gametes, that one we call here the fertilization. And after fertilization we get here the again the same as that of the parent chromosome number, which is the diploid one, that is 2n number, and that structure formed, it is called as the zygote, and from this zygote after embryogenesis we get the new plant. So like that you are getting 3 stages in the sexual reproduction, that is some changes are before fertilization, that we call the pre-fertilization changes. then we get the actual process of the fertilization. And next one, after fertilization there are changes in the zygote, and that changes we call the post fertilization. And after that we get here the formation of that seed, and from that seed again we get here the new plant. So like that we get here in short the sexual reproduction in case of higher plants. In detail we are going to study the next these three steps in case of the higher plants, that is in the sexual reproduction.